we are going to learn about adding and subtracting complex numbers. When we add and subtract complex numbers, we combine the real parts and imaginary parts. So we will combine the real parts together and the imaginary parts together. Think of it as like I is just another variable, which of course I is not a variable because it has a value of square root of -1, but you can treat I as a variable when you're adding and subtracting complex numbers. So let's go ahead and work some examples. So 8 plus 4i plus 12 plus 8i. The first example I will show you, I will write it out to where we can see the real parts and the imaginary parts together. So we're going to take 8 plus 12, since those are the real numbers, and then, or the real parts, and then we're going to add that to the imaginary parts. And you include the I in this. And then you have 20 plus 12i, and we are finished with adding. Let's work on another example. If you need to write it out in this sense, go for it. I'm going to just simply add or as if I'm adding like terms. So 7 plus 9 is 16. Negative 4i plus 2i is negative 2i. Negative 6 plus 8i minus negative 3 minus 8i. Before we subtract, we need to distribute that negative through. So we'll have negative 6 plus 8i, and then we'll distribute that through, which will be a 3 plus 8i. And then we can add like terms. So negative 3 plus 16i will be our answer. And when you distribute this negative through, you could drop the parentheses. I just left them in parentheses since they are the complex number. That whole entity is a complex number. 3 minus square root of negative 49 plus 2 plus 3i. At first, this does not look like a complex number, but we can change it into a complex number. This would be 7i, so minus 7i. So if it's not in the form of a complex number, you can get it there. So square root of 49 is 7. Since we have a negative, we pull an I. So 3 plus 2 is 5. Negative 7i plus 3 is negative 4i. And we'll do one last one, and we'll do this as subtraction. So distribute that subtraction through. Plus 2 plus 5i. Okay, add your real parts and your imaginary parts. So 5 plus I. This concludes this video.